Tell your story. It will make you rich. I am 20, I'll be 23 years old in a week. I've made over $600,000 online, all because I've told my story. Now, I'm going to talk about a couple different ways that I've done this, a couple different brands that I have grown in, a couple different ways that I have made that money online. I want to cover multiple different topics because it's not going to be the same for everyone. Because telling your story and making money from it can be, you can sell services, you can sell coaching, you can sell physical products, you can sell info products. And I've literally done all of these things in the last few years. I've been doing online business now. This is my 5th year. I've been doing it since I was 18 years old. So I want to talk about those couple different ways that I have done it before, and I'm talking from a place of experience. Some I've made a lot of money in, some I've made a little bit of money in, but I have made money from all of these different ways, all surrounded by telling a story, talking about things, content creation, all of this stuff. So first things first, let's talk about telling a story and I'm going to also talk about a new endeavor that I am going on with telling my story in a different way. Or telling a part of my story that I haven't really told before, because it's been more recent in the last 2 years, and now I am going to be making money off of that as well. So, a couple different ways. First way, let me dive into the first business that I had made a lot of money on, telling my story. So this one was where I was learning how to better tell my story a little bit, because I wasn't great at it, but guess what? I still made a lot of money from it. I still made hundreds of thousands of dollars from it. So this is where you tell your story and you get people bought into the idea of something that will benefit their lives, whether it's wealth, health, relationships. Try to keep it in those 3 main categories, because those are the 3 main categories that are never going to die out in the marketplace. So wealth, health, relationships. So what I did was I created a business, ran it for about a year and a half, and it was where I was helping online fitness and health coaches learn how to run ads, learn how to make content, learn how to build their personal brand to get online clients. And so once again, telling my story of how I had run ads before. I had spent a bunch of money on ads. I had wasted money on ads. I had, done it the wrong way, tried to learn on my own, and ended up paying someone to learn how to run ads. And then I was able to kind of figure it out from there after paying a mentor to learn how to run ads, and then I was able to really find success. And so I told that story a lot in my content, in my marketing, in my messaging, and I was able to sell coaching / consulting, whatever you want to call it, but teaching online fitness and health coaches how to build their personal brand, how to run ads, how to make content, all to get online clients for their businesses. So that story came from, like I said, my previous experience of the couple years before that of learning how to make social media content. I had done actual social media content for people in person, and I was like physically with this camera. I still have it. It's 5 years old now or whatever. I physically went in person, filmed these people, came up with scripts for them. I was doing content for mortgage lenders, for real estate agents, for who else did I do it for? For local businesses, like in-person businesses that you go in and shop for, like around my area. So I had taken that experience and then also starting to run ads for some of those people as well. Taken that experience and then focus down on a niche of fitness and health coaches, because who's always going to buy? Wealth, health, and relationships, in those 3 main categories. So it was kind of in two, because it was, the health of fitness and health coaches, and then wealth because they wanted to make money online. But it was more so just make money online. It was just niched down a little bit more to that category of health. And I took my experience, I told my story and my experience of that, and I then was able to use that to sell them into the program, the coaching, the consulting, where I would show them how to run ads, build a personal brand, make organic content, do all that. So I used my experience. So the key here is, if you don't have a story to tell, you got to go do some stuff first, right? So for me, right now, I'm telling you all the ways that I've made money in the past with online business, or different ways that I've made money online in the past using telling my stories. And I'm literally telling you my stories right now. So think about that. You're watching this right now because I've done stuff, because I've made over $600,000 online, because I've been in online business for 5 years now, because I've done things, because I moved across the country, left everything I knew behind, and moved all the way from California to Florida. I sold all my furniture. I packed the few things that I had in my little sports car, drove it across the country in 3 days, and ended up in Tampa, Florida. Right? I've done these things. I've lived life. I'm 23 years old in a week, but I've lived so much life for being so young, and I've done so many things, so I have lots of stories to tell already. And if you've never read, there's a great book right here by Bill Perkins called Die with Zero. And if you've never heard of this book, if you don't know, the basic concept is people basically save up a bunch of money, want to do all this stuff when they retire, and then they retire and they're old and they don't want to do anything, and all they want to do is hang out with their grandkids and family, basically. And so they can't go backpacking across Europe when they're 65 years old. Not going to happen. So he says to do it while you're young. Now, obviously, there's yes and no to that. Makes sense a little bit for certain people, doesn't make sense for others. That's not what I'm telling you to do. I'm telling you to take the concept of that, of get experience young, do stuff when you're young. I've only been an adult for 5 years, but I've done so much more than most adults have done, and they're 40 years old, right? So go do stuff so you can tell stories about it. Or if you've already done stuff, or if you've grown up a certain way, or if you've found success in something, or you're really proficient, or you're really good at something, go use that. Start telling that story. Start making content. Start filming YouTube videos. Start making short form videos, reels, TikToks, YouTube shorts, right? You can make the same video and you can post it on on all different platforms. You only have to make one video, but now it's posted on all the platforms. That's what I do. I'm posting 3 times a day right now, short form. I'm trying to ramp it up, but depending on the quality that you want, it's a lot. But I'm telling little stories. I'm talking about my experience. I'm talking about my knowledge. I'm talking about these things. So that is how I used my story, told my story to sell coaching, consulting, basically marketing services to help people. Before that, I ran a marketing agency where I was doing done for you. I had taken that experience, rolled it into there. Now I took this experience from learning how to make content really well, make content that goes viral, make content that does all these things, and got really proficient at content, and then taking stories of things that had worked for me in the past, and rolled it into a new opportunity, getting involved with TikTok Shop. And so in TikTok Shop, I did that for, I don't know, six months, probably 6 to 8 months. And I made a great amount of money on that. And so I was doing that. I did so well at that because I had taken the skills of content creation, knowing how to do that very well. And then also some of my best videos on TikTok Shop that, and if you don't know TikTok Shop, you can basically make videos for brands and you get a commission, an affiliate commission when you sell a product from your video. So growing up, my mom took a very holistic approach to lots of things. And so I grew up when I was getting sick using oregano oil. And so a big thing that I've used my whole life was oregano oil. And so that's a product that I sold a lot of, that I did very well with on TikTok Shop, because I was telling the story of how I grew up, and my mom was a holistic mom, And, when I would start to feel sick, she would give me oregano oil and it went away. And I've been doing it basically my whole life. And I only get sick like once a year. So even on a micro scale of even just a singular video telling my story there has done what? Made me a bunch of money there too. So I sold like, I don't even know, a couple $100,000 of products on TikTok Shop and then earned a commission on that. So actually, probably, I don't even know. I have to look, probably $400,000 of products on TikTok Shop that I sold in like 6 months. So for some, that's a lot. For some, that's not. I know people went crazy on TikTok Shop, but regardless, I made great money doing it. So you have to really think about this. What is the story that you can tell? And so there was that time that I had the last couple of years. Then there was the middle, the last 6 months or so, and now the a 6 month period of time, end of last year, beginning of this year, and now the last couple months, what I have been focusing on is, or now what I'm going forward focusing on is two things. One, building up my personal brand, which is just going to be general, going to be talking about all the different things that is involved in my life, that has made up my life, that has given me my knowledge and skills and experience and everything up thus far, which is what I'm doing right now. So I'm getting back on YouTube again. I took a break from it for a while, but I'm posting, shooting for 3 times a day, trying to go more than that, on short form content. And this is just talking about stuff that has changed my life. Number one being holistic health has been a massive game changer for me. So I was kind of the gym bro, and I was the gym bro essentially, in high school and right after high school, and it was just eating food, dirty bulking. I was super skinny, so it was like eating food, getting as much calories as you can, and not really caring about where they're coming from. Caring about protein, fats, and carbs, but not really caring about the quality of the food. And so yeah, I got big, but my weight would shift really easily. I was like really puffy and all these things that I wasn't a huge fan of. And then about 2 years ago, I got really, really into nutrient dense food, holistic health, started taking functional mushrooms, functional/medicinal mushrooms. People call them different things, but stuff like lion's mane, turkey tail, chaga, reishi, all that stuff. And so I started doing that, and then taking some natural things that are actual food that God gave us, not man-made processed crap, and taking those things and completely changed. Like I could eat less and gain more muscle. I wasn't as puffy and pudgy and stuff, even though I was eating like less food and still gaining muscle and all these incredible benefits. And so for the last 2 years, that was what I had been focusing on, and now I'm starting to tell my story with that. Now, once again, it means you have to go through stuff first. You have to do things first. You have to experience things and go through hard things and overcome things, because you have to have a story to tell. I'm talking about all of this right now because this is what I lived. This is my life. I told this story. And so now how I'm monetizing this is, number one, just growing my personal brand, which is just broad, which is holistic health, talking about God, talking about online business, make money online, talking about my life here in Florida because I moved here almost a year ago now, talking about being a man, being a young man, all of these things. And so that is my broad, general personal brand. We're going to see how I end up monetizing it in the future. Not entirely sure yet. I have a few good ideas, but the second thing to that, number one, is personal brand. Number two is just selling that off the back of my personal brand, which is what I started a holistic supplement brand, which is what I had just mentioned, talking about the functional/medicinal mushrooms. Been a huge part of my holistic journey. And so with that, I started my own holistic supplement brand. They're over there right now. I wish I would have put them on my desk to show you, but you can check that out. I have the link in my, I'll put the link on my, it's on my channel, on my main channel. So you can check those out. But I'm just getting that started. Took the last couple months developing those. So once again, I'm building my broad general personal brand, but holistic health is one of the main things that I talk about. And so I have started now my holistic supplement brand that aligns with one of those pillars of the personal brand of the thing that I talk about, because that's a little bit more of a passion project for me. Now, as I go and I keep talking and I build my personal brand broad, and people DM me, people comment, people reach out, and they're like, hey, you know, have you done XYZ? Do you help people with this? Do you have experience with this? How can you help me do XYZ, or can you help me? Right? All these things. This is what has happened in the past. And so you just start telling your story, start making the content. Start making the YouTube videos, start posting 3 times a day. If you can't do that, posting 3 times a day, you're in the 0.0001% of content creators. So if you can even post one a day, you're probably in the top 1% of people who consider themselves content creators. And if you can do that, you're already top 1%. I made a video yesterday talking about 1%. And so this is how you tell your story, and then the money comes. It will make you rich. Whether you have an idea, like for example, I had my supplement brand, it's a passion project. Whether I make a bunch of money on it or not, it's a passion project for me. I hope I make a bunch of money from it. That'd be awesome. I get to help a bunch of people at the same time, but I'm still going to post that and be proud of that, and no matter what happens. But then you can also just post content. Like I said, I don't know the other ways I'm going to monetize it. I might start some sort of health community. I could continue like I had before, where I was teaching other people how to make money online in various different ways. Maybe I get back into that again. That's the beauty of it, is you put out, you tell your story, you see what people want, you see what the audience wants, what the market wants, and you can then create your product, service, whatever it is around that, and then you have demand. But it all starts with telling your story, and telling your story all starts with having something interesting to talk about. So you have to go out and do stuff. If you've already done stuff, you're proficient in something, that's amazing. Start telling your story. So I want that to be your challenge right now. If you haven't done stuff, if you haven't done anything, go do stuff. Go learn skills, go acquire knowledge, go do stuff. If you have done stuff, if you're proficient in something, you have a story to tell, start telling your story. And if you're starting to tell your story and you're starting to get some traction and you're starting to have some momentum and you're having people reach out to you and do this, then start to build a service or product around it. This is how telling your story is going to make you rich. All right, we'll see you on the next one.